I can't believe it. I am back after having just over a 3 month hiatus. Life been lifing, makes no excuse. Haven't been able to be on a regular basis, in fact, on any basis. So I apologize for all that. But I'm here and still been following my Knicks over the past 3.5 months. It's been a wild ride. This team has put everyone on a pause moment because we just don't know who this team is going to be, especially considering how they match up against last year. I'm happy that they came out better than before. I mean, you look at just the overall record and how they just ended the season, regardless of whether it was comparable teams at the end of the season versus last year, they still put forth the efforts where they actually struggled last year when they're coming into the playoffs. They were in the last 15 games, 3-14. I mean, 3-11, sorry. But it was clear that we didn't have any optimism about that. What did they do with it? They went all the way to the finals. So to even to compare and to project out to what this team will do, can't do it. What they showed throughout the year is a lot of up and down. We saw dysfunction as to how things want to go about, who can perform in certain instances, really needing players to stand up. And even at points in time in the season, they did that. But having the confidence saying that you can really draw upon that at the end of the day with this team, don't know. But does that really matter? Because last year we did the same thing. So all I'm going to say is this. Happy with the results. I look forward to the playoffs. But just taking a quick look back into the whole season, um, the coach definitely tried to bring in a different aura with this team. What that clearly was, not necessarily sure. For fluidity throughout the offense and a lot of movement, yeah, that did work. But at the end of the day, it was still the same thing. Bunch on the top of the key. It got better with Towns with the one and pick and roll at the end of the season, yes. But it was still Brunson at the top of the key. So no real offensive shift. Still opens up for the team defense to be able to be geared around that set and make it very much defendable and possibly wearing down our guy. So do we have an alternative to that? We'll see out throughout the playoffs. I think we did better this year against teams over 500. When looking for the stats for overall, couldn't find it, but I know it was there. Just looking from the eye test, we know we did better. Our confidence level against Boston is still up there. Against Detroit, we look back at last year. We didn't do well against them last year. We saw them in the playoffs. Tough out for them. Will there be a tough out this year? Most definitely. I don't think we really have a solve for their length, and that's going to be a serious issue. They learned from last year, and just like with any playoff team throughout history, when they have a hard out the previous year and they demonstrate the ability to be able to learn from that throughout the upcoming season, it's even a harder out in the next season in the playoffs. So we'll see. Cade came back looking great, so we'll see what happens with that. They're going to have a tough opponent coming up in the first round. It's going to show improvement for themselves. And we'll have to meet them when we meet them. But at the end of the day, our first round matchup is going to be the toughest. So this Atlanta team is totally different. They too have length. This length comes with an offensive game too that's different from Detroit. That's going to be a challenge. And although we have some wings on us that demonstrate a level of toughness in the playoff last year, we didn't see that toughness throughout the season, but again, we didn't see it last year neither. So what are we going to see come around? Well, I'm going to draw upon the experience. I'm sure that Kyle and OG will be playing at their top level, given a different view and a different opposition to the opponents in the first round. We're going to draw upon Atlanta's inexperience in being in this range of playoffs at this time because these players have not played in the playoffs on this level, being number one and two guys, specifically with Johnson and with Alexander. But yet still, we got to come, we got to go take it. And so against this Atlanta team, this is not going to be an easy out. Last year it wasn't an easy out neither. We went out against Detroit in 6 games. I can clearly see that being the same thing this year. So it's going to be something for us to be able to watch. Sad that we can't watch it on MSG, but that's how it goes at this time. This team is to be subject to the NBA rules. They have it lined up with the national partners, and we don't get to hear our guys, talk about our Knicks. I particularly don't listen to other teams, commentary on the game, so I'll be listening to it again either on the radio or watching it. So that's a pretty easy thing for me to do, so I don't have to be very concerned about it itself. But at the end of the day, when we look back at this team, I'm happy that we got our guys healthy into the postseason. The level of continuity, seeing Mitch be able to demonstrate his effect upon the game in a profound way. That was nice to see, because other big men, other players don't have that level of energy and don't demonstrate that toughness at that time. But we'll see if that can be taken advantage of during the postseason. And we want that to be the same effect as it was last year, because he had a definite impact on the team. Hopefully he continues to maintain his health during this time period. So looking forward to that. Glad we got Deuce back, bring out that toughness in full court pressure that we can provide to our team. Clarkson is that type of guy that can be able to get the points in a minute, and we're going to need that during those spurts during the second quarter, late first quarter, late third quarter, early fourth quarter. We're going to need those points coming in. Every single point we're going to need. So Clarkson being in a position to be able to do that for us, that little heat wave, microwave approach, Vinnie Johnson, we can definitely use that. He was a definitely benefited those Piston teams. We want that same effect for Clarkson. We're looking at Josh having that impact on the team, on the Josh effect. He was able to be more confident in his three-point shooting this year. We saw that. Again, teams are going to have to make the decision. If they make the decision to leave him open, he has to knock down those shots, let alone take them. But yet, knock them down when he's taking them, because again, they're going to just keep sagging, and that's not going to be helpful for us. But going back to what we're going to do for this playoff season. Right now, I'm just seeing this team focusing upon the first round. Don't fear the Celtics. We played well against them starting from last year. I'm more concerned going beyond that, playing against that Detroit team in the conference finals, if we get that far. And then, of course, even making it to the finals. I'm less concerned about the Spurs, less concerned about Denver, mostly concerned about the Thunder. Anything beyond that, I'm not really concerned about. But that's what I see, for this team this year in the playoffs. It's going to be an enjoyable run. Hit back on the same weekly basis, going back to my Sundays, talking back to you guys, looking forward to it. And I'm going to end it right there. Oh, forgot one thing. I did come out in the beginning of the season, I said 55 wins. Although when I did my game, win-loss schedule, it actually mounted to 58. I don't know where I got that from. But I initially projected 55 wins. The actual results, 53. Not bad at all. I'm happy for that. It's the second season in a row. But natural progression. Each year they've won more games than the last over the past 5 years, which is great. Great continuity, which shows consistency in the front office and the type of players they brought in. But now we gotta take advantage of this. This is because the league is getting better all around. We got to take advantage of the moment. And so this is the time for us, and they got to just do what they have to do, which is basically just put each win in a column, win the series, move on to the next, get out healthy as best they can. But overall, I'm happy with my guys. They did a fine job this year. Looking forward to be back talking to y'all. We'll see if we can get the crew back. But for right now, if it's just me, I'm happy with that too. So, Harlem2MSG signing off.